morning, fellas. Welcome. Let's do some Doom 2 mapping today on the Saturday morning. Initially, I wanted to keep the last area of episode 2 a secret, do some editing behind the scenes, but I thought, you know, it's still like a decent amount of work and wouldn't be able to stream for a time, so I'm just gonna, you know, map it out and see. Like, doesn't mean a final fight is gonna be spoiled too much, because, you know, it's only like it's like a small arena, so it's not a huge spoiler, I guess. So we're gonna map that out. I have some good ideas for an introduction to Annie in this episode, kind of using the same principle as we did in episode 2 map 3, where you get that kind of like huge laboratory room where you kind of have to lower the flesh, like the flesh pit, something like that. Would be very nice for an introduction, because it's used like as a kind of regenerating tube. I think it would be nice to kind of, because Annie is hurt in the first episode and she kind of flees and you face her again in episode 2, so it would be like interesting to have her use that tube to kind of regenerate herself faster or something like that. So it's very cool for an introduction. So what we're gonna do is, actually I'm gonna keep the same kind of room similar to this, with some like spider. I always feel like this original Doom texture kind of reminded me of, like, I don't know, it gives that spider lair, spider web type thing. It has that to it. So we're going to use this texture mainly in combination with some tech. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I have actually no idea why this is this texture specifically. Alright, so what we need to do first is create a sector portal. It might be interesting if I just show you the actual editor I just noticed. Here we go. Hey Siva, what is up? Welcome. How are you doing? Alright, so let's actually, before we work on the arena, I think this will be a good location here. Let's just build a room, and I kind of need to have a sense of like the size before we add any details, of course. But first, what I want to do is actually make sure this connects before we do any details. You know, that's kind of important. And I will have to go back to see how I did that again, because it's been a while. Use one here. Now let's actually check a few parameters. So this is connected. Tag 104. Properties. Just tag 104. Sector set portal. Sector set portal. Okay. So it's basically the same principle. I just need to see. Okay, I'm gonna write some things down, which will help me understand a few things. So ceiling minus 4600. Okay. So this is the control, like initial, then arena. This pipe connects to this area right here. But one thing I have to check is if the height is any difference. Yes, it starts actually at minus 5220. So the size does. I mean, like the height does have an impact here. Okay. Do mods indeed, yes. It's heavily modified compared to the original Doom. But the arena I was talking about is actually this part right here, where you actually can lower, well, you can't see the contents here, but it's basically filled up with some flesh and you have to drain it. And that's actually a nice arena fight as well. So, what else do we have? I can show you real quick. Just gonna play it without monsters. So we're gonna start here. Okay, so as you can see, this is it's a window, but it's, you know, the pit is full. As you can see, cannot access it. So we need to switch it off, or drain the pit actually. There we go. And as you can see, you can't see it very clearly, but you can see the flash is lowering and it reveals some items. There we go. And here we are. And normally there are monsters inside here which are dead, and as soon as you pick up the key they get resurrected. Door closes off. So you get like a very small fight here. But I kind of want to do something similar for the boss fight. Also have like a drainage chamber, something like that. I think it builds up some proper tension before the actual fight. And of course the music changes as well. I did that in one of the previous streams. You get this very eerie music when you enter that whole drill chamber. And then of course we have to have some battle music as well. But it's all covered, no worries. What I need to check again is these portals. So we got control sector. Well, not really a control sector, but it's the upper part. And this connects to the arena, so we have to check. Let's see, 5-7, own tag 1, spin tag 1. Plane. Floor. Miscellaneous 0. Yeah, it's and then the other one, tag 2. Five, 7. Ceiling. One, okay. Then we need to go to the lower part. And this is again tag 1. Floor. Miscellaneous 1. Ceiling. See these values, that's something I can never remember for the life of me. Because usually I save these things usually for last. Even though they're, you know, not really that difficult once you kind of like understand what it's trying to do. It's just all the numbers. But we can I think we have enough to actually make it work. So this has to be a 3D sector because it has to disappear, because you have to jump through. So we're gonna use exactly this. Do we have to use this as well? Yeah, maybe. We can always move it, it's not a big deal. Let's remove the things here. Okay, so now the fun part starts. We're gonna use these two. Let's start with this one. Okay, so wait, let's first actually, before we do anything, let's actually check the height. Ah. Well, sometimes it kind of depends. My map does kind of rely on free look. But I guess you would be able to play it without. It does require jumping though, that's a fact. Free look, maybe you're missing out on some details perhaps. But I think it's playable without. free look. Jumping and crouching though is required. 88 minus 60. So we actually start the floor minus 60. Okay. Yeah. There, we can always do the rest later, but this is actually the proper... I see, okay. You're not a fan of free look? It's, it's closer to the original Doom settings, of course. Understand why some people prefer it. This takes a little more modernized approach, I guess. But I'm a fan of the original settings, It's not for me that Doom has to have this... I do appreciate the original game as it was intended. Still do. I remember playing Doom on DOS and eventually Windows 95. So I'm definitely not new to the game. I think the original Doom got me really hooked. Okay, this map's intended. Well, unless you have like shootable switches at a certain height, I think you can run most maps without free look. But like, there's a difference between free look and mouse look. Because if you have to play like the newer maps with like only keyboard, as it was originally the case, then you would have some serious trouble. Because the difficulty level of the more modern maps is infinitely higher than the original game. So like, I would understand free look, but without mouse look, that would be tough. Did it like for DOS initially? I don't think so. Maybe it introduced in Windows 95? Really? I can't remember. Always used keyboard only. Okay. You could look. Yeah, you could not look up and down. That's true. Up and down was a no-go. That's a fact. Okay. I thought free look, mouse look was also not the case. Oh, okay. Welcome, by the way, BDC. Oh, I thought it was in Windows 95 introduced, not in DOS. But yeah, okay. See, that's how long it's been. That's how long it's been. Okay. Okay. There we go. My memory doesn't serve me right. Doesn't serve me well. Let's see. Where does the eye go? Now the only thing is I kind of want to have to align it. Yeah. The texture, it looks very repetitive, but this is actually it's gonna be with the proper lighting, you won't even notice. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Like the crust. It does remind me of that. Now you say it. Okay. Thought it was initially I thought it was more like a spider, you know, kind of floor encased in these old webs, you know. But actually, it does. It maybe the texture is originally from cheese. Yeah, who knows? Sometimes you can actually create great textures out of like these unexpected things. Ah, okay, cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, keyboard. Oh, okay. Do manual. Oh yeah. Yeah. Recommends using the mouse. Oh man. Wow. I had the manual. I had the original case. Like I feel so bad for getting rid of it. I have no idea, like, how I got rid of it. But that's actually interesting. I wish I still had it, you know. The original case, like the box, was such a cool design. And in Doom 2, you actually had that, like, kind of, how do you call it? Like, I'm not sure what the English term is, but you had like this. You could actually feel like the cyber demon and the guts, and it was like, I know how to say it in Dutch, but I'm not really sure what the English term is. It was not flat. It was kind of like, you know, relief. I don't know. You know what I mean. That was awesome. Always love that. Wolf 3D as well? Holy shit, man. Absolutely do not remember. Sector tag. I have to reference this one, I think. Yeah. Wow. You have a factory sealed copy. Holy shit. How much is it worth, actually? Wow, that's awesome, man. Oh, God. I do have the original discs. Even the one with the master levels. You know, with the skulls, the skull texture in white. What's it called? Maximum Doom? No? Damn, that's great, man. Would love like somewhere behind me, like put it on display if I would still have that. 300. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought they were. That's actually for a factory sealed 400. Thought it would be more, to be honest. But you know, it will only increase in value. Ah, okay. Factory sealed is insane. I feel like, you know, back in the day, like if I would have known, but of course probably everybody would do the same thing, but if I would have known, it would be like, it would mean so much to me like 30 years later. God, we've taken care of it so much better. Would put it in a safe with no light, no oxygen, you know? It's 42, okay. Interactive portal. Plane, floor, miscellaneous, 0. Okay, and that has to be 42. Interactive plane, ceiling. Oh. Okay. Box. Oh. I do miss the days of 90s gaming. At the time you didn't really think much of it, you know, but now it's, oh god, the nostalgia, it's crazy. I would love to have like a 90s setup, but you know, thankfully we got some people who kind of keep these games running in modern times. You know, it's a piece of history, it should be preserved. Let's see, 1. So that's 41. Oh wait, no. Wrong here. 41. Floor, miscellaneous 1. See, these are the things like I can never remember. What has to be 1, what has to be 0, what has to be floor, ceiling, tags. And it always feels so great if it actually works. Plane, ceiling, miscellaneous 0. Oh. Okay. Well, this makes sense. Let's check it out. Yep, it works. That's awesome. And there we go. Okay, that's great. You can still see the upper part. That's actually very cool. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make sure these are aligned. I'm gonna align it on this one. Okay. is probably how it's intended. However, we're not gonna turn off. This probably, I kind of want to make it a little, there we go, a little lined up with two there. Now it normally should, well, that's kind of the same pixel density, I guess. Let's see if they align properly. Now it's not like a huge deal, but you can actually see, you can see this before you enter. So it's a detail I do want to take into account, and it lines up perfectly. Okay, that's awesome. And you got like, I kind of wanted to give this like a red color because it's kind of like to emphasize the heat, you know, because later the laser has been creating a hole here, so it's kind of still like kind of hot, you know. So that's pretty cool. That actually matches. Oh, it does. Doesn't it match? No, it does not match here. That's kind of weird. It does not match. Okay. Let's try again. So we reset. I thought it would match. Reset and match. I've done the exact same thing. If I then get it to work, that's not a huge deal. No, it does not align for some reason. That is so weird. Like here you can, yeah. That's weird. Maybe if we do it like this, Control Shift copy, and Control Shift paste, side defs. Okay. Ah, wait a minute. I understand what's going on. Hold on, I understand. I know what's going on. So this starts at 0. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to lower this texture by 4. Wait, lower? No, raise. That, I think. That makes sense? I think it does make sense. What the hell? Why is it closed off? Wait, shit. Yeah. Okay. And let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it copy pastes everything. You have to manually select or deselect it. Yeah. It's great for texture alignment though. No, it's still not. What the fuck? That is weird, man. Okay, let's try again. So we're gonna do this. Okay. The small one. Okay. No, I have not actually. I've been meaning to. But I think at the moment there aren't really any features it doesn't align. That is so weird, man. I don't understand the issue. Did I do something wrong? So at the moment, I think there are actually not too many new features which would make the switch to UZDoom interesting yet. But if there's something that really pops up, I might consider the switch, yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me, this one. Well, let's leave it for now. We can figure this out later. Gonna take a quick break. I drank a lot of tea and has to come out now. So see you in 1 minute. Okay. You know what the cool part is that the auto map kind of adjusts, like it places this underneath here, so it's pretty awesome. It's still early days indeed, so I definitely look forward to the improvements. One thing I think is really bad news is that VK Doom has stopped development. And I have seen in this, before I started the stream, I had to do like a Doom Builder update and they removed support for VK Doom. I didn't do the update because hoping it's still possible to download it somewhere and actually use it because of the lighting. But maybe UC Doom is gonna continue with that and implement it as well, because I actually wanted to use VK Doom for Annie 2 for the sequel for this mod. So we'll see what comes out. Maybe, you know, like, because the lighting effects are insane in VK Doom. It's crazy. So I was hoping to kind of like make the shift, because Annie 2, I kind of wanted to take place in outer space, you know, these kind of like more like a Doom 3 type of vibe, but with more action, emphasis on more action, but kind of visually, you know, like dark areas, and rely heavily on lighting. It's not really, it looks super great with GZ Doom. So I'm hoping to make use of some advanced features, and I thought VK Doom had those. Unfortunately, I don't know the reason why they stopped development. Does it have something to do with disdain? Let's get this actually out of the way so I don't have to worry about space here. I think this will be far enough. Okay. So we get the technical stuff out of the way. Now it's down to the fun part. And that is actually building the map. And one thing I need to rely on is actually thinking about what mechanics I can use. And I have to do some testing, because how I design the map kind of depends on how the new version of Annie will react. And I have to check out some things first. So let's see if this makes sense. The rage quit, really? Man, what is going on in the scene today? Are you sure it's VK Doom? Because GZ Doom had something similar. I'm gonna go and actually... This is the part I want to keep spoiler free. So I'm gonna do some testing. You're gonna enjoy me for the moment. It's only gonna take a few minutes. I have to test something. A little bit of, let's say, a behavior test. That is... What was the reason? Like, what was the reason of the argument? Because, you know, is it so hard to... Oh, it was the... Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, you know, okay. Like, is it so hard to kind of keep the interest of, you know, the work you did? Keep that in mind, keep it above your personal feelings. Such a shame. Because everybody suffers from it. It's kind of like... Yeah. Let's hope everything goes well with UC Doom and they kind of take the best parts of these ports and implement it in their own engine. And then we would have everything in one package, and you know, might be for the better. But I have no idea. I gotta be honest, I'm not really watching the Doom scene as closely as I once did. Maybe I should kind of like visit Doom World more often, see what's going on. Kind of keep me up to date a little bit more, better. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna test a little bit of monster behavior. Probably put God mode on, of course. I still have monsters off. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it might be a good way, a good time maybe, yeah, to make the upgrade in case of future problems. Damn it. Okay. Apparently the test failed. Okay. Unfortunately, so I have to kind of do what I had originally. Oh, I kind of have to change what I had originally in mind. Unfortunately. Oh well. Can't have everything. I'm pretty happy with the way the second version of Annie turned out. It's gonna be a challenge to fight her, but I kind of have to redesign the area, which is not a huge deal. So we're gonna have to kind of widen the experience. Can we actually use the script jitter? A little more natural. This is gonna be a problem. I'm gonna have to kinda be a little bit selective. So we're gonna use a combination. Now this will help. I can actually put it down to 0 completely, so you don't need to add any ceiling detail. But I think I can focus a little more on ceiling detail here. Can we do something cool? That is always a question we have to ask ourselves. Can we do something cool? I think we can. Let's browse the textures first. There are actually, when it comes to spider webs, cobwebs and stuff like that, there are some great textures in HBAC. I kind of want a combination of this the red and that one. Let's can we add some ice elements to it as well? Yeah, the Fikidung repo is gone, indeed. They removed the website as well. Initially they kind of archived the repo. But yeah, it's unfortunately. Can we do something with this? I know. This one. Can we do something with the ice? Can we do something with the ice, I wonder? We might. Gonna be a mix. "13 sides. No. It has to be. This is for convenience sake, of course. have something here. Actually use this. It's always kind of like, you know, try to figure out how you want to do this. Like that. Having a few basic shapes in mind. That. So, what I actually wanted to ask, has anybody played Arc Raiders? No? I actually did, and it was... I know the extraction shooter has been a thing, but I've really been enjoying myself with it. You know, I don't have like time to do like these hardcore games like Escape from Tarkov. I don't have a huge time to invest in gaming. You know, a huge amount of time. So for me, this is actually very good. Just something to relax after work, in between game development. But it's been yeah, insanely fun. Like I've been out of the multiplayer scene for a long time. I think if we are going to do this, we need to bring in those as well. But you know, this kind of brought me back, or at least made it enjoyable again. Oh, okay. I need to do it for these as well. Need to merge them again. Otherwise there was something wrong with the angles here. So this is actually a nice trick to avoid that. You can remove them and then you have this left. And if you use this simple calculation, bevel line this 16. Okay. Run. Or doesn't it run? How I flank line Fs? I get the wrong command. There we go. So we flank them and it's 16 and you can actually, if you want, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to do that, you can round off these corners. Doesn't seem to be looking too great actually. So we're not going to do that. Maybe let's see how this works out first. The thing I'm trying to build, what's going to make sense. Backwards 32, 8, 16. No. Okay. Hey, Morning Lab, what is up, buddy? Welcome, good to see you. Gonna put a lot of monitors in here. Actually good. Just fit the height. And we're gonna use 2, 3, 4. Okay. Maybe we can have some different texture here. This is the hub level, yes, but I'm actually developing the final arena. So you, I'll jump in a minute so I can show you. Station log. This is actually very good. Oh well. Siva, thank you so much for the follow. Kind of wanted to use this somewhere. Station log is actually maybe here. Can we create like something here as well? Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. We can actually fix that. The only thing we need to do is just make the connection here. We're doing some seriously off-grid work. 8, and that's enough. And now we can actually simply just join these and delete this one. There we go. And now it's actually connected in a straight line. There are a lot of possibilities with the stair builder method. Yeah. And that's like, it's clean, you know? You don't have to change the grid. This is just really easy. Yeah. But you have to do it for like both sides. So this is actually takes a little less work. So what we're gonna do now, I think. I'm not really sure where I got that trick from actually. Oh, of course, it's the wrong one. We need to split these. Oh. I'm gonna see if that screen fits on here. My hands are a bit cold. Sometimes I don't get the clicks right. Let's see, we can actually. Oh, it's already merged. Ah, okay. So we do want this fully lit up, and here flanked by, I don't know, like this. Nah, it's not a clean transition. Hold on. Maybe. I think this actually might look better if we get need to go down on the size a little bit to make it a little less stretched out. Still stretched out. Like now it's kind of like if you see in game like these are all lit up, it looks actually really great. So I kind of want to draw attention to this by using, you know, a couple of nice lights, and we can actually have some of these. There's actually one that I really like. This one, I think. And what we need to do is actually, for this one, maybe we can use the same here. So what we're gonna do, we need to get rid of not the upper wall shading. There we go. And here as well. I'm just gonna put it on grid. Now, there might be a better way. Not really sure. Can we do it like this, or does it look better? Maybe like this. Okay. Oh God, I hate YouTube with their video pause, continue watching. It's so annoying. Okay, I think it's time. Let's see, remove, we have to remove the shading on this as well. There we go. Let's actually, oh really? There's, oh, that's interesting. I use Firefox. Well, you probably have noticed it already. Okay, that's great, I'll check it out, thank you. Oh, you do it non-stop, okay. That's great, man. It's so annoying. Two in there. I'm really sure this is actually required. And the rest, we're gonna just give a random texture real quick. Actually, this one might look great on this part as well. For now. Keep it for now. Might be too much. Let's have a look. See, like, that's what I meant. Okay. The thing works. UC station lock. That's great. And I like that. Yeah, I love bright maps as well. They do so much. Like, you can even, like, from a larger distance, this is an immediate eye catcher. I'm not really sure about those though. Like, what do you think? What should I do? Is there something I would change? What, would you keep this and change the reds, or because I feel like this is, there's something about it I'm not really convinced. Like, maybe I can actually do some lights above there and have them like do like a drop down and change this texture to something else. Not really sure. Or I can actually do the inside with this texture, like the back here. Might be cool. Maybe if I do this. Would that be cool? And I can actually, let's see. Maybe I can expand on this. Just keep it like that. Would that be something? Would that be too much? Yeah. I'm not really sure about this though. Maybe I should just keep this at the top to have like a nice inset here. And maybe some just some cables going up or something, I don't know. I love this texture. This is actually size 16. Make it, I don't know, it has to be something more spectacular, I think. Wow, this is cool, man. However, it is actually like no, not really, I have to do something else. This is actually like, this is something I really love about this whole game development thing. Like, you get to try out some different stuff and see, like, sometimes you get this immediate click, like, okay, this is it, this looks great. You could just try some stuff out. That also, like the hexagon, I kind of like that, man. We have to see with the proper lighting. But it might be, maybe. Let's see. Too bad. Now I need to check these panels to have them full bright. Not really sure about the blues here. Something with like an orange tone maybe. That is kind of like, it's a nice style actually. Might want to up this a little bit. and give it like a proper texturing so it looks like an actual tube. If that makes sense. Like that, like there's something, and we can actually use, oh wait, we can actually use some lighting here. Kind of squished. Let's see if we can actually. Would that be too much? What is the length of this? Let's actually see. Oof. 2.5. Oh, let's actually bump it up a little bit. How much is that? 64. Okay. Is that too much? Is that too high? Closer to red. The red one's a 9 circle texture. Yeah. I'll see if I can find something. This might be a contender. We got something. We can toy around with it, like. But I kind of want like a red texture, which also emits bright maps, which has bright maps as well. Or maybe you could just use like the red, like what I used, which I actually wanted to use, like this, for example. Call this. Let's see if we have some, like this texture is actually. That would be pretty sweet if we have something, but this is too stretched out, of course. Can we use something like this? It kind of looks a little bit more like industrial. Too bad, actually. Huh? What do you think? I kind of wanted this to be a little lower. Can we use... There is a texture. This one also has bright maps. And I kind of want to use it here as well. One. Like that. Kind of is a little closer to the metal here. Now, when it comes to pixel size, obviously there's a huge difference. So I'm not really sure like if this is the best. I actually create like a nice window here with this. Although I do like the warning signal. The only thing is, wait, that's, oh, it's also 24. Okay. What do we do with this? Oh, easy now. Can we actually? Oh, this is a. I might have something. Hold on. There are textures that are huge. Like this one is actually very good. It might fit better. Do we have a variant here? Yes, we have. We can actually, let's see, is this texture? We can actually split that and do it like this. And just, what does have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 5. So we do it like this. Use that one at the bottom. And then we use this one at the top, for example. Let's see if there's some variations. Or we can do it like this. This one is top. And if we just use this one without the, then we have solo. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's see, let's compare it. I still feel it looks good, but I still feel like I have to do something to kind of, because that screen, that blue, I'm not really sure, like if it's the only, like I want something else that is kind of blue to balance it out a little better. Let's see. Now you can always do this, for example. There is this variant, which actually might look better for the screen. And we can actually do like a ceiling glow to really help. A bright one. It kind of draws, you know, attention to it. What we need for this, just use actually a grid. Something else maybe. Something like this maybe. Is it over exaggerating? If I use that for the, yeah. I kind of want something that is a little less present, but still has some bright maps in it. Like see like this for example, this is actually very subtle but a little bit extra. Maybe something like this. It doesn't have that glow. This one actually, they do have these hold on. Maybe I should put him here. You see, and you got one for here as well. Without the lights. I feel it's a bit too stretched out. Now what we can do actually to solve this, in just a second, let's actually do some experimenting here. I'm gonna flank that by 16 and we're gonna actually smooth this out like this. So this actually is 24, which means we can use something like this here. Go. And then we can actually continue. Right, what is the center? 1, 2, wait a minute. Yeah. I have to reset the scale, that makes more sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's center. So it's a little less stretched. Fit height, of course. You can actually... So it has that a little brighter. I wish we had like a pillar like this without the screens. Maybe we do, I'm not really sure. I do like these rusty, like, I like them a lot. This one is also a great texture, but unfortunately too small. What if we... Can we actually do that? We can actually split this up as well. Might make like, if it's... let's see. We add some things to the side here to kind of break it off a little bit. Like that. And then we can actually, let's see. This is not a great texture for it's a lovely texture, don't get me wrong, but for what I want to do with at this specific spot, it's not too great. Kind of looking for a variant actually. This one might do the trick. Now, do keep in mind that it will always look better in game. Let's have a look. Okay, that is not too bad. The upper part is kind of sticking out a little bit. Kind of want to make it a little smoother. Ah, I thought this would glow actually. Oh, that's too bad. Let's have a look. 1A. Oh no, it doesn't have a bright map. Damn it. That's a bit of a shame. This one is also pretty cool. Yeah, that can be done. Adding... Oh, wait a minute. Adding a bright map. Yeah, true. True. But it would be like, you know, this... yeah. I might... add it. Or I said a bright map, but yeah, I didn't look. This one, unfortunately, the texture doesn't have that same rusty feel to it, you know? Rusty look. This one works. I really like this dirty, like worn look. Maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe I can do something else. Let's see. If we use this texture. In combination with. No. I should go for a little. No. Kind of want that. I kind of like that orangey tone here. Maybe we could do something with this. I like that. Six, that's a large texture. These textures are great. Unfortunately, there's little room to, you know, create these kind of time together. Yeah, there's nothing to work with. Now, some textures, you can actually make surprising good results. Two. They don't look too bad. Just keep them the same. I feel this works better, so the player doesn't get stuck when, you know, maneuvering. So it's probably safe to keep this and do the same thing here. Just smooth out the edges. Because there's nothing more frustrating than getting stuck in a corner while fighting, you know, a monster. Let's see. Okay, the ceiling is good. I know this is actually, hold on. Oh, where was it now? This is originally for a barrel. Extremely volatile. Let's see, can we actually do it like this? And then put the danger in the middle. Ah, it doesn't work, damn it. There's something we can do. Hold on. If everything else fails, just use split. Still need to let's see. Oh wait, did I split the right one? No. See. Danger. Let's see. That's it. This is actually a barrel texture, you know. So but I kind of want to stickers are all over the place. Kind of looks like a giant. Yeah, true. Let's see. Well, I think I don't like these double stickers here. So I might have to do just something else here. Instead of continuing the barrel texture. Can we do something like this? That's cut off. Unfortunately. So it has to be like vertical cutoff. We're trying to find something in Doom 3 that actually works. It's not gonna be easy. Something like this in red, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, that might not be too bad. If I had something like this with a more reddish tint. No, contrast is too high. Like something like with a square with some nice trims here. You can't tell me there's not something I can use. This one maybe. That doesn't look too bad, to be honest. And it's from a distance. Like the shading is might work. Well, let's see if we can actually. All right, let's have a look real quick. I wish we had these textures without any signs on them. Yeah, that kind of looks like I feel like it blends in nicely. I'm gonna flip that texture so the things are both on the inside. But it doesn't look too bad. Now what I want to do is maybe add some light here, because like looking from the sides kind of draws you in. Let's see. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna -1. There we go. Okay, that's good. Kind of want these. Now, preferably they would be bright maps. It's going to be a challenge though. I don't think I have anything that has this giant red bright map that is vertical. Unless we use this one. Hold on. Let's try something else first. So. I think I need to find something for here, for these parts. I feel if we have something with bright maps on there, now it doesn't necessarily have to be red. Okay, I can live with orange. There are some, but the textures are kind of gray. Doesn't really fit. This one. Ah, that's too much. Maybe. What is this? What does this belong to? I did use a couple of these to fill up an entire wall, and actually it didn't look too bad. Look, I kind of want to have a decent texture as well. Like this one, but where is it from? Ah, this one probably. Ah, too much. Could I risk it? Putting... I'm gonna try it. Too bad it's cut off though. Let's just try it, just for the fun of it. See how it looks. Might be a little bit of a circus, but... not as bad as I expected, though the... kind of like it better on the inside, to be honest. And keep this a little more rusty on the outside. I'll be right back. Tea comes out again. All right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, this one. I think. You know, just to show you, what I did was something like this. But of course, it would be a little bit too much. Can I? Nah, I kind of want to have like this barrel type. Can we stretch this out completely? There are some very large textures here. Too bad there is like that. That is something I think is a bit of a shame. Like with the text and all, you should always have two variants: one generic one, and one with detail on them, so you can use them both. Like, there's nothing that, like this is. Well, it's a pipe, so maybe it kind of makes sense here. But still, would love to see. To be honest, this doesn't look too bad. One thing, it looks a little too clean. So see if we can find a variant. That's nope. Maybe I should just stick to the original idea. Actually use one here. Now, I don't think the player is going to see this. Just in case. Let's do it clean. Should he still have an angle? Yeah, he does have an angle. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay. And what we can do here is a little bit of magic. There are some great see how this pans out. So how do I scale this? It's actually pretty easy. I use this method. So you get an exact, like it's in half, and then I just manually place it like this. And here we got like a very nice, very quick full scale. I think this does look nice. Maybe we can actually put this one here. Now, we should do the same here. Yeah. And to top it off, let's actually, let's clear this, let's finish it. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the texture. Yeah, might have been. Wait, the pipe texture. C1 or 8. Let's actually have a quick look. Oh, it doesn't exist. There's some... Oh, RB you mean, maybe. Ah, this one. Well, let's have a look. The thing is, these don't scale really well. And I don't want to repeat them. However, like this one is actually pretty cool. Now we could bring them down by adding another sector here. Wait a minute, I've got an idea. For these parts, I can maybe use... Can I use this? Maybe some, like, I kind of need like a vertical light. Wait. Got an idea. There is actually one thing I can do to even like, and there's one thing I can do, and then the texture color doesn't matter too much. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. It actually gave me an idea. If I can find it. Wait, I've got an idea. This one is $24 basically. It's gonna be too tight. not done yet. Hold on. Ah, got him. Got him. I wish textures would emit light. Maybe one tick further from the side from the wall. Might be worth something. It's a bit of experimenting today. I don't know. I don't know. Feel like something's... Nah, I think I preferred... I can actually keep this. Maybe not have it emit light, but just fill it up with something like that. Just for like that extra detail. Thought I had them both selected. Apparently not. Now here we can experiment a little bit. For example, but I don't know. I think I'll just stick with this. And just I have actually never checked out if the blue lights are they bright? No, they're not. That was something that felt like it fell off. Something fell off, but like there has to be like a bright light in the middle as well. I thought it was this one. No. That is weird. Make sure. Very strange, very strange. Now what we're gonna do here is I kind of want to add some lights here as well. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. I think, what are the window lights? Like this one. Okay, so we get these and this one. So we're gonna add a window. And what I feel like will really make a difference, I have to find a good window texture. There are some. what I'm probably gonna do here, we can add some lights here as well. And the only thing is, like, for a window, the texture has to be oh god, this is not gonna work out, is it? I have to do it, I have to take a different approach to this. Let's see if this actually works to run them. Yeah. Actually, let's see. Can I just go with this? I should have gone with a split. Although, no, wait. Wait a minute. No, this is good. I'm gonna use a double window here. See, it matches the texture perfectly. And what we can do here is actually properties, surfaces, brightness, full bright. And let's see. I want a very, like, a large texture, preferably with a trim at top and at the bottom, which I can use as a window. This one does, maybe. Yeah, I think this actually might look quite nice. And this one also not bad, but for a window, I think we might have a winner. That transparency down. Oh shit. What the hell was I doing? Tell me. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And what we can do is actually, if we add a ceiling glow now, I'm not really sure if it's actually That even selected. So we got a nice glow on the inside of the window. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's the other side. Okay. Vertical 2. The texture is kind of messed up. There we go. Repair that. That one. So this will actually create like a little bit of a variant, and we can actually change this color in whatever we want. So we're gonna see how this works, but I feel like in terms of this, it actually probably won't match too bad. Let's have a look. Well, it's hidden a little bit behind the window, but I think from a distance, maybe we should obscure the vision a little more. But this is definitely... This looks definitely awesome. Now what I want to do probably is put a platform in here. Like this is, yeah, I can actually. What if I put this on the floor as well? No? And there we go. I really need to install this plugin for Firefox. Absolutely. Like that. And then and this actually gives me a nice way to use this center spot. This is how it had to be. So we're gonna raise this. And of course, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of secret work as well here at the moment. Let's see if it matches. Well, let's say I need to expand the circle a little bit. We can actually do it like this. 1, 2, 2. Oh. This one, unfortunately, we can try scaling it, but I'm afraid it's gonna be too pixelated. Although maybe from a distance, it's not too bad. Maybe. You can actually keep this. A lot of opportunities here. I feel like this would be cool as well, no? This one actually has a very cool glow to it, but I'm afraid it would look a bit out of place. Now we can always use this one. Can actually solve this by you won't get. Yeah, I think this red cable stuff kind of works really well. Just leave one. Oh, actually one at the back here, which a player will never see. And then you don't have to worry about alignment. Apparently you do. That's weird. There we go. Huh? What the hell? Why would this be an issue? That is weird. Okay, that seems to have solved it. Maybe. Probably do the same for this one. And that's big texture. I was kind of happy with that. Let's leave it. And for this, I'm gonna use the same method, but I'm not really sure if I want to use the same window. Like, is there any texture that we can use? Maybe this one. This is actually perfect for a window. I never even considered it. Let's see, so we're gonna need that middle texture. Okay. And I forgot one thing. Change the alpha. I think with the double windows we might have to... I have to see. Maybe it's not as see-through as it was before. I think this is... unfortunately you cannot see... what can we do? You can actually lower this. We need to bring it up. Okay, back to a little secrecy again. Just check if it looks good. Everything will be revealed soon. Yeah, I don't want to spoil this part. Yes, indeed. Now. Ooh. Let's see. I think we need to... Let's say the boss is kind of stuck on the platform. However, it's not a fight that's supposed to take place there anyway. Unfortunately, oh wait a minute, of course. But what am I doing? There's no need to put windows on this side. You don't get to visit the... Jesus Christ. What was I thinking? You're never supposed to be here anyway. Okay. Let's check again. Like, I want the boss to be visible. Texture. 0.7. I know what's going on. I know why there was an issue. It's a little bit of testing. It's over soon. Yeah, this is way better. Maybe I think I hit the sweet spot with 0.7. I'm gonna make sure, like, I do want the boss to be visible. However, I can actually... Ooh, I got an idea. We're gonna need some proper lighting. Let's see, 0.7 is, I think that was the sweet spot. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna talk about it. We have that huge red light in the chamber. So in order to let's see, is that in the middle? Yeah. To create some extra light in the room where the boss is. We're gonna fill it up with some proper lighting here. Like a huge circle. Oh yeah, this is nice. It kind of gives that pretty red color. And the boss is kind of gets colored as well. Okay, let's check it out one last time. And then I think we have a nice... can you even see it on my face, I think? That's how bright it was. And here it doesn't do a thing. Oh, that's weird. Because it's dormant. Jesus Christ. I set it to dormant for some reason. Probably the previous item was set to dormant. I thought it was weird. Yeah, here we go. And this, I probably would have... I'm gonna have to tone down a little bit because it actually shines through the pipe. There's something we do not want. I think attenuated lights. Okay, let's remove the boss. There we go. Attenuated lights, I don't think they show through. They're being blocked by geometry. 128. I think that might be enough, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, when the boss is up top, you know, I can actually just put a spider mastermind there. But like from afar, I think this is actually looking very nice. You can clearly see this is the place to be. Now the only thing what I need to do is, because it would be weird if you had like this pipe in the middle of like a rocky environment, so to speak. So I'm gonna have to add a little bit of tech around it. Oh, I'm gonna show you something. Damn, it's cold. I had the heater on, but This is also a neat trick. We can use the stair builder method to actually see if this works out. Not only okay. Well, no worries, we can actually do it differently then. It messes too much with my geometry. Green light effect. Like I feel like. Okay, let's actually experiment. We have this one. Let's just use 256 again. So if we use this, I think the attenuated lights, they get blocked by geometry, whereas these ones don't. I thought, like, see, you can see it shine through here. It's right there on the wall, and that's mainly because of that light source. Now I do like it's pretty bright, but I thought if you use attenuated lights, hey, what is up, buddy? Welcome, and I'm so glad I inspire you. Oh, it's still okay. Oh, sometimes the light gets blocked by geometry. I swear, I've seen it. Nice haircut. Me? I don't have gel in, so it's not really looking like something, but you know, just for home streaming, it's fine. Let's see. No need for jelly. Not at home, at least. No, because it would be bad for the headset as well. You know, like some streamers probably. They dress up entirely, like, you know, but does it require a specific setting? I have actually no idea. I don't think so. Let's see if I can find an instance where it's... I can't remember that. Like, I've seen it in my map somewhere. Let's try and see if this window actually fits. Oh, really? If you find it, let me know, because that would be very interesting. I would use it everywhere. What is up with that? Why do you do that? Yeah, oh, that's terrible. That's not the kind of content we want here. That is weird, man. Why? Why does it scale? Like, why is the alignment wrong? The middle scale is all fine. Something I never understood. Well, now the offset is right. I feel like this should be like a different window. What I can do, and I think that might work better, I can just split this. And let's see. Right, so what if I put this 0.5 and this one minus 0.5. Is that correct? No, I think maybe. No, it has to be 1, I think. Wait. 1. No. Oh, there's no way actually to do this. Maybe like this. I think I got it. And then we just put it there. But unfortunately it does not align. And I don't know why, because oh, I see. This one, it's not straight. It goes down. Damn, that's too bad. I'm afraid there's no other way. Unless I use, but I kind of want it. Nah. Okay. Never mind, there's no other way. Then we're gonna have to squeeze in the window right here. I wonder why the offset is all wrong. Look, I'm just gonna have to do it like this. Yeah. Gonna have to make some compromises. Alright, fellas, I'm gonna leave it at that for today. Next time we're gonna work on refining this area. And that is actually, if this is finished, we can actually start prepping for the release of episode 2. This is actually the final part of geometry that has to be built. And then we're ready. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And see what you guys think of episode 2 as a whole. It's definitely, in terms of technical stuff, it's definitely a step up from the first episode. But we're gonna bring that a little bit up to quality as well. But that's something for after release of episode 2, because I've been working on it for a long time and I kind of want you to enjoy it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna do some bug fixing and bring episode 1 up to speed, or yeah, to the same quality level as episode 2. And then it's ready. It's time to start working on episode 3, and that would be once that's finished, which I presume would take a year, maybe hopefully less, because I have a clear direction now. Then that's the end of Annie, actually, or it's the first one. There's going to be a sequel, probably, but that's something for later down the line. So let's first focus on getting this out, and then we'll see. Have a great weekend, fellas. I might be online tomorrow doing some work on my Game Boy game. Might be able to stream it. Kind of have to see how my schedule fits in. If so, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Take care and see you soon.